Hey guys, it's Leo, and it's time to talk about episode 44 of HUGTTO PRECURE. But before we start talking about the episode itself, have you guys seen the new Star Twinkle Precure leak? This is it if you haven't seen it, and well, it basically confirms that the latest leak we've been talking about is real. And I am so happy. Oh my god, I just can't believe it. I mean, when I saw this leak for the first time, I got so excited, and then now having the confirmation that this is the real thing, oh my god, I can't believe it. Star Twinkle is going to be amazing. 2019 season is going to be gorgeous. Oh my god, I'm so happy. But we'll talk more about this leak and hopefully other new stuff on the new cures on Friday on our countdown. So if you want to give your opinions on the designs, if you want to give your theories and such, leave a comment and I'll read the comments about the girls and theories and everything on the Friday video. I think it's countdown number 7, if I'm not mistaken. But Friday, we have a talk about those girls, and I am really excited to talk about them. But now it's time to talk about Saya. Episode 44 was Saya's last episode, and we were able to see Saya shining a little bit, and we were able to see her finally choosing what she wants to do with her life. In this episode, we were able to see Saya acting, and it was like one of the most important roles of her life because she was acting with her mother. Her mother is a very popular actress. She's top of her game, and well, there was a lot of pressure on Saya because, well, she has a big mother. I mean, she has a mother who is gorgeous actress, and she had to be in the same level as her, because if not, people were going to think that Saya was just there because she is Reika's daughter, and that might be a horrible thing, right? And Saya is also very independent. I feel like she's very independent. But I have lots of problems with this episode. I think this episode was amazing in some points and horrible in other points. But in general, I feel like this episode got me emotional in lots of parts. I liked the overall feeling of the episode, and I liked that they focused a little bit on Reika, who is Reira, or Reika. Oh my god, I completely forgot. Who is Saya's mother. They focused a little bit on her feelings as well, and I liked that. But so first, we just have to talk about the setting. Listel was the villain, and he transported everyone to the movie script. And I felt that it was a little, I don't know, it felt so out of place for the episode itself. I mean, it would work if it were only the girls and Harry and HUGTTO transported, but no, everybody got transported and they all played along. Nobody questioned what was really going on. And I know we're talking about Precure, but sometimes they stretch it a little too far. And I was like, what's really going on? I felt like it was a little lazy, you know? The writing was a little lazy in that part. I mean, they didn't even need to be transported into another place for this episode to work. But the nice part about that was the dress up, because all the girls, they got different roles, and we had Lulu as a cat. Come on. That was like, I loved it. She was so cute. And obviously, Emiru as the magician, she also gave a little shout out to Mahotsukai Precure with the Cure Apura Papa. I loved that reference. It was amazing. But let's focus on Saya. I think that Saya was basically forgotten for like the biggest portion of the HUGTTO season. She is the most forgotten character. Homare also got a very short end of the stick, but Saya's stick was even shorter in this season. I think that the writers, I think they didn't really know what to do with her, and the episodes that were focused on her, they were mostly focused on something else, like this one, basically, because in this episode, we had lots of characters being developed at the same time, and it's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing, actually. I'm not complaining about that. I just think that sometimes they shaft Saya's development. You know, I don't really know why. I don't know if they think she doesn't really have much potential, or if they just don't know what to do with her, or if they think she's basically a complete character already and she doesn't need that. I really don't know. But I feel like, for example, in this episode, there was a very nice scene with Saya and Range, who's her rival. And I think that Range was a great character in this episode because she was able to embody everything Saya needed to hear. Range considers Saya her rival, and when she didn't want to give her hand to Saya was because Saya was not giving her all. I mean, Saya was not with her full game when she was acting, and her mother noticed that, Range noticed that, and Range wanted to be the best actress, but only if she was competing against the best, and Saya was not giving her best at all. She was just doing the basic, and I think that was because she was confused as to what she wanted to do with her life. And at the end of the day, she magically discovered that she wanted to be a doctor. Yes, we had an episode before that worked on that, but the biggest problem is that it seems that it came out of nowhere. To be honest, I don't believe it came out of nowhere, but we weren't able to see what was going through Saya's mind since that episode when a baby was born until now. I mean, there weren't many indicators that she was going through that path. You know, I feel like, as I said, she was basically forgotten, and they seemed to forget that she was there for most episodes. I feel like they reminded that Saya existed. They were reminded that Saya was there when we had Homare, building up her feelings. Saya was the only one who was able to notice that. And that's the thing that they seem to notice about Saya. Saya is someone who's very observing. She notices things about people. She was able to notice. She was the only one that was able to notice that Homare was, she was storing her feelings for Harry. And Saya was able to notice that by herself. She didn't even need to talk to Homare. And I feel like that's a very nice part of her personality, but unfortunately, we didn't really see much of that. And I think Saya has so many nice things about her. Like, for example, when she shows her love for scary movies, when she shows her love for those things, those construction objects. I don't even remember the name of that. Those tools. I mean, that's so nice, it's so funny, and it's kind of out of character, out of what we would expect for a character like her. That's what I really like about that. And I feel like she has so much potential, and her potential is basically wasted. But when she decided that she wanted to be a doctor and she shared that with her mother had conflicting feelings, because I think that one side of her mother was happy because she understood that Saya was able to grow up and to decide by herself what she wanted to do. But another side of hers was sad, and I don't think she was sad because Saya didn't want to follow in her footsteps. I think she was sad because Saya was growing up and she was losing that child that she adored and she adores so much, and she was losing that because Saya was becoming more and more independent, and she was basically losing that Saya. That Saya is growing up, and that's what was so painful to her mother. I think that's how I understand the situation. But anyway, Saya was able to understand that, and she was able to share that with her mother, and that created the mo oshimaira of this episode. Those conflicting feelings of her mother. And, Pink Bunny shared an idea with me, and she said that one of the things about those episodes, those character-centric episodes of HUGTTO, like the late ones, they're interesting because the precure part of those character episodes, they're basically there just because they need to be there. Because, plot-wise, there is nothing there. And, the fights, they don't add anything at all. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Personally, I don't think that's a good thing at all, but I don't think that it hurts the episode, it hurts the development. I don't. I just think that, I like nice fights and they're not happening. I mean, we're in the last portion. And when I remember the the last fights we had in Go Princess, for example, I'm like, oh my god, we're wasting so much potential here. I'm just giving out an example because the last fights in Go Princess, like the character-centric episodes, they were really nice. Come on, they were really nice. And then in HUGTTO, they're just there because they need to have like the precure portion of this episode. But it's more like a slice of life now, at least for those character-centric episodes. That's not a good thing for me, but that might be a good thing for other people that like this slice of life part more, maybe. I don't know. I think that it can have like good sides as well. But the fight itself, it was not that good. But that moment when Kyoa Anje was able to enter the Mo Oshimaira and then she was able to have a moment with her mother and talk to her, that was really beautiful. I really liked that. Oh my god. I loved it. And so, they were able to purify the monster and everything was fine. Range was also able to open herself up. And she was also, I really liked when she told Saya, you're gonna look at me when I'm famous and you're gonna regret that you left this career. I mean, Range, she really embodies like this empowerment of being and going after what you really love and having no doubt about it. That's such a nice thing. I never really had that with me. And when I see a character doing that, that's so nice. I really liked it. But overall, I think this episode had problems, but I also think it did right in other things. I really liked Range in this episode. I really liked Saya's mother in this episode. And I feel like, unfortunately, Saya is a very big wasted potential in HUGTTO. But she is a great character. Unfortunately, sometimes her development gets lost in the way for me. But anyways, those were my views on this episode. Oh, I forgot to say, HUGTTO summoned Santa right at the last minute of this episode. I mean, what the hell is going on here? Oh my god. Anyways, next week we're going to start our Christmas-centered episodes, and I'm very excited for Christmas because the Star Twinkle Precure websites are going to be updated, and I am so excited. Oh my god. Guys, that was it for episode 44. We're on our last HUGTTO part, and I'm really scared of what's to come, especially because of Hana. Oh my god. Anyways, guys, that was it. Please leave your opinions on episode 44, on Saya, and on our Star Twinkle Precure girls. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.